I see you. I see what you're going through. And the sad part is that in the back of your mind, there's still a thought that tells you, well, maybe I'm in so much pain that I now need to start harming others. I'm in so much pain that I don't care about life anymore and I give up on everything. No, that's wrong. I'm here to tell you something. I'm here to teach you something because that thought in your head is wrong. It's your trauma speaking. It's not the present anymore. You are here because of a purpose, and I'll show you in this video. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I want to speak about how to turn your pain into a masterpiece. Okay, first of all, what is pain? Okay, pain is something that a person feels. It could ever be physical, it could be mental, or any other kind. And pain causes a person to feel distorted about the way they perceive themselves. Okay, speaking about mental pain, for example, if someone goes through a traumatic experience, if someone goes through something that shapes them, for example, during childhood, they experience trauma, then the person feels pain during their adult years. So pain should be seen as something to heal rather than just push away. But the problem behind it all is that pain changes people. If someone endured a lot of pain during their lifetime, this pain can turn into anger, into suppressed emotions, especially if the person decides not to heal and to just pursue with this idea that they're stuck in the pain rather than healing, and they can become a bad person. Okay, but I'm here to break down something because as someone who's been in a lot of pain, you should not take the wrong path. You should never become a bad person because of your pain, but instead you should create masterpieces in order to help yourself and help others too. And trust me, this works. All right, so first thing, how can we turn pain into a masterpiece? The first thing to do is listen to your emotions, all right? You need to listen to your emotion and accept them. You need to welcome those emotions, okay? If I feel very, very depressed, if I feel very anxious, it's because there's something lacking behind the background. If I feel anxious, it's because something or somewhere in the past I got hurt and I now have a fear in the years that I can't decode if I just don't go back looking at my childhood. So take a step back, relax, and breathe. You need to understand the fear behind it all, okay? Especially for anxiety. If you have racing thoughts, if you have random anxiety thoughts, right? That means that there's a fear that you've been carrying on. You need to investigate in your fear, finding ways to treat it, and being at peace with your past. I personally believe that a person who is depressed is a person that lacks purpose in his life or her life. A person who's depressed is a person that got hurt a lot, that they start thinking that their worth is not relevant. Their perception of themselves starts shifting, and this does not have to happen. You need to always recognize your worth, especially if you're a good person. You'll meet a lot of people that will judge you, but that does not mean that you're worthless. What you need to do is listen to these emotions. It could be, as I said, anxiety, depression, it could be I don't know, disgust, jealousy, whatever it is, whatever, how badly they can be, you need to turn these ones into art or into masterpieces in general. What most people don't understand is that they have a lot of power if they feel pain. Someone who goes through a lot sometimes has more knowledge than someone who doesn't. You know why? Because someone who doesn't know by experience what feeling pain means, and they just need to open a book, read about this, understand this, learn this. When someone who went through that pain knows by experience through the mind, the memories, the thing, and they already acknowledge that. So you who have a lot of pain, okay, you have lots of knowledge. Don't waste that by becoming a bad person. Use it to help others and to understand yourself better. Also, another thing, a person who goes through a lot of pain becomes an empath when they grow up. And trust me, it is a good trait, but it needs to set some limits because you can't let people decide your mood because you feel what they feel in their emotions, in their core. You need to set limits to yourself. You need to tell yourself, okay, I can understand emotions, I can understand yourself, but you also need to understand my boundaries. okay? If you see someone who's constantly crossing your boundaries, for example, as an empath, the first thing is that maybe this person never felt listened to in the past. Maybe this person doesn't feel, like they're heard enough. But when I tell myself, Phil, are you their therapist? No. You shouldn't ruin your life because of another person's pain. If I went through this by myself, another person can go through this by themselves. If someone is not willingly to understand you, you don't need to waste yourself and waste all of your energy pouring out your energy to help them because they don't want to change at the end of the day. Change has to be yours. But yeah, talking about myself now, based on my pain, I wrote poems. And I take this time also to sponsor my ebook because I've already written an ebook. This ebook is made through experience, my pain. It was a painful time. It was the time where I was in high school, right? And it wasn't the best time of my life. And so I decided to write down both about my emotions, both about the circumstances, the environment I was surrounding myself with. And the good thing is that I literally listened to my emotions and I wrote them down so that people could understand what I wanted to share. Okay? I tried to make poetry. I tried to romanticize these emotions to understand myself better. I tried to make the burden feel less heavy than usual. This is what you need to do. Also, for those who are interested in purchasing my ebook, by the way, my ebook is a complex of poems that talk about emotions, all right, based on an introspective way. So they analyze my emotions and romanticize them, as I explained before. And it's available on Amazon Kindle, and you can purchase it anytime. You can get access to that by clicking the link in my bio. That would really help me out because it could be the first source of money that I could get, and also I really hope that I could give advice and just help you out feeling less alone with these poems, because this is the whole purpose, just feeling people feel less alone, and also myself navigating my emotions better. Another way to express my emotion is through art. I make drawings. I also plan on making paintings in the future. What you need to do is just grabbing an album of papers, right? Big albums. And you grab these, you start thinking, how does my situation feel? Okay. I feel depressed. I feel sad. I feel anxious. I feel jealous. I feel angry, whatsoever. Draw, draw it. Draw and color that. Trust, it works. I personally drew about depression. I personally drew about intrusive thoughts because I struggle with intrusive thoughts, if you didn't know. I drew about heartbreak, which is my recent drawings. I drew about a lot of things, and I'm going to show there in this video. Why drawing is important? Drawing is important because it feels like you're letting out of these emotions on paper. You're literally the creator. You are drawing what these emotions feel like. Okay, so it feels like you're transmuting all of the negative energy that you have on the paper, so that then you feel like you're healing. You look at the drawing and you perfectly understand your situation. You perfectly see that as a way of healing, as a way of getting better, right? So you should start maybe drawing. Draw your situation, draw how you feel. Make it look like you only can understand fully for symbols, okay? Because this way can help your mind and you can help yourself heal. And also another thing that I'm doing right now, based on my pain and my experience, I can also make videos. I can give advices to people. You see, I did not choose to become a bad person just because I was treated unfairly in the past. I decided to help people out. I decided to give them advices because through my pain, my voice can be useful to some people. Okay, I'm still small right now, but I just know that in the future I just get big, right? And people will start to watch my videos. Sometimes just believing in yourself can mean a lot. Okay, not knowing how something could work out, but just believing in yourself, this has so much power because this will just happen. And the war has not ended until you haven't lost yourself. If you are still there, if you're still breathing, if you're still trying, getting up after many fails, consider yourself a winner. Guys, my biggest advice too, reach the level of, I want to transmute this pain into masterpiece is put an act on your life. How do you think that many authors actually made the best masterpieces ever? Because they decided to come out of the situation they were in, they decided to come out from the darkness, and they decided to put an emphasis, put a change to this. They said, I now want to transmit what I have in me, what I have in my core to people. I want to understand myself better and maybe share to people because somebody in the world is struggling with the things I have. And this could be helpful for these people. This is your purpose. If you go through pain, you're supposed to help others. You think that God put you in a situation that you could not handle? No, God is telling you. You shouldn't look at life like, why does this happen to me? But instead you should say, life chose me. Life chose me to be the light, to be the inspiration that in many people's lives is lacking. If it lacked in yourself and now you have the power, the strength to speak about this, consider yourself a winner again, because you're doing most of the work most people aren't doing. Do not be hard on yourself. I genuinely believe in you guys, because if I did it, you can absolutely do this too. You are human too. I am human too. What's different between us? We have the same qualities. I mean, our personality, our appearance can be different, but the way of thinking should be the same. You should not ever harm anyone because of your pain. Never project it. Listen to the emotion. Get your notebook, journal. I'll speak about this in a next video about how to journal. But, investigating your emotions, hang quotes in your room. Right now I can't show you, but trust, I put 15 quotes in my room that constantly remind me every time I wake up, I read those ones and I tell myself these things, right? And it just motivates me and inspires me to be a better person and to just stop fearing, stop feeling insecure about myself. You should do this too. And trust me, confidence does not start with, oh, I look good in the mirror, or maybe I fit in society standards. It starts when you start to believe in yourself. So even if you have flaws, because we all have flaws, you tell yourself, well, maybe I'm unique and someone in the world is looking for this uniqueness because I'm unique and I'm personal. I mean, I'm just me. So someone is looking for this piece of me in the world. You should not compare yourself to others, because others, even if they are models, for example, they still lack this characteristic that is only you, that just belongs to you. And so yeah, guys, this is the end of the video. I hope that was useful to you. I really hope that you can listen to these advices and take inspiration from, and I hope that you guys can heal from everything you don't speak about. I love you guys. Bye.